BT is here for our Hot or Not feature, which is where we play a new song and we let people hit us on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and they tell us whether they think we should play it here or not.
Fantastic. That's a great idea.
I want to know a few things about you, and I think this is like, you know, learning about BT. Is it true, BT?
Yes.
That when you were created, God said, let's make him kind of different than other kids, and so you became some sort of a prodigy type person. When you came out of the womb, you were born with a Mac in one hand and with the ability to play a piano in the other. Is this true? Is this a true statement?
I don't know if that's exactly accurate.
Were you immaculately conceived this way?
I don't know about that either.
So it is true that you were conceived due to electronic pulses which were played somehow into the womb.
Electromagnetic pulse weaponry was involved. A whole thing happened.
So
yeah.
In reality, you're not a freak or a mistake, but you're a product of NSA and CIA engineering.
We started, and I thought this was going to be a deposition, and now we're having therapy.
Saying things like, isn't it true? Do you believe?
No, honestly, since I was a kid, the answer is you know, I've had anything that makes sound. I've had an affinity and a sort of proclivity for the ability to make it work ever since I was a kid. So, you know, when I was really, really young, I actually was too small to play the piano, and I begged and pleaded with my parents to take piano lessons, and I started studying Suzuki method when I was 4 because my hands were big enough, and I studied here. I studied the Washington Conservatory of Music.
Really?
Yeah, I started when I was 7.
And you're like one of those.
I had a theory teacher named Sotirios Philopoulos who's in his 80s now, and he's an amazing classical composer. He comes out to my shows in Florida. It's like the most exciting. Yeah, it's the most exciting
he rolls
thing.
Up looking like the creeper. Like if you play a South Beach club.
Sotirios, I didn't say that at all. Okay.
This 80-year-old dude rolls into the club and said, "Hey, why don't you see Brian?
No,
I don't know him as BT.
Yeah.
God, she's hot. Hey, I got my Viagra right here, baby. After this done, I can get you backstage. We'll meet him.
Wow.
And then you can come back to my room."
Something like that.
You came out of this conservatory. Were you 4 at the time you went in?
I was 7, and I started studying string writing, you know, counterpoint, orchestration, all those kind of things. And I you know, again, from a very early age, anything that made sound, it's more specific than just music. It is sound as well too. So yeah, I've just been into it since I was a child, and I've studied since I was a kid.
Do you feel that some of your music today is your way of raging against not having a childhood?
Probably yes. And you know what? That's a really actually astute and interesting question.
To, like, go off in one direction.
No, you know what? I want to answer that.
Our kids are about the same age, and I know that I sometimes feel like maybe I should have let my daughter, you know, maybe I should have put her into music lessons earlier. Maybe I should have done something earlier, you know, but then I think to myself, well, I don't want to be one of those parents.
Right. No, for sure. Listen, you know what? I think that kids that have a gift for something, you know, you often sacrifice, you know, in a sense, you sacrifice part of your sort of social, you know, upbringing because you're nurturing that gift. So I can't grocery shop, I can't spell, I can't add and subtract, but I can play the hell out of anything. So that's kind of how it worked out.
That Stradivarius, you put me in front of that piano. You watch what I do. Now you've become this prodigious dude. Everything you touch becomes an electronic masterpiece. You are to what you do as John Mayer is to his guitars. Now,
that means a lot to me, man.
Well, seriously, because he and you are very similar, I think. You know, didn't he go to Berkeley for a second?
He did, absolutely. Yeah,
and does he have an honorary doctorate too?
I don't know.
See, this is how crazy it is. When you become like BT, you can drop the hell out of college. Hey, kids, drop out of school. Be really good at something. Then you can go back and they'll give you a doctorate. You don't even have to pay for it. It's amazing.
It still pisses my mom off, honestly. They had to study really hard for that.
I thought $240 a week to go run my mouth on the radio at the time was a good idea. I was retarded.
I go back there every couple years, and to see you know, that kind of environment and the amount of gifted people in one place now and then was so totally inspiring because you have to step it up. You know, I went there when I was 15, so I was around. You know,
wait. So you were in Berkeley at 15?
Yeah,
dude, you're like a genius. Like what?
I can't grocery shop.
But you go to Whole Foods and you're screwed. You're like, I don't know anything about this stuff.
I'm like, look at all the pretty colors.
But now, what happens if something around the house breaks? If you're BT and something in your house breaks.
These are great questions. This is probably the best interview I've ever done.
Can you, like, if you clog the toilet, can you do something with a plunger and fix it? Or are you busy trying to tape the sounds of it? Like, do you hear the sound the plunger makes with the crap in the bowl? It's at the sub 40,000 hertz frequency megahertz, and if we could take that and I could apply it to the stutter edit app on my iPhone,
see,
and then I can make look at this, and then I'm going to use this for Transformers 5 when I score the movie. Michael Bay, call me. You know what I mean?
No, honestly, I can't fix a lot of things, but interestingly, I can take something that's working and make it a lot cooler, right? So I can reappropriate things, right. For example, like I'm really into this thing called circuit bending, which is taking basically any kind of cheap circuit, like a kid's toy, for example, and wiring variable potentiometers into it and making it malfunction in a musical way. So if it's working, I can kind of break it in a cool way, but if something actually breaks, it's like call someone in fast because it's never going to get fixed otherwise.
When you have friends over to the house to watch the big game on Sunday, like the Super Bowl,
right?
And your cable box is screwed up, can you fix it to where you can get all the channels for free? Because you're BT, damn it. We're talking to BT. Man, it is a cool thing to talk to you about life, because I think so many times people they geek out on your music and they geek out on that, but I think that the cool thing about you that I've noticed, over the weekend and over the last little bit is that you are at the end of the day a person. You put your pants on like everybody else. Can't grocery shop. Most of us can't. I mean, sure. we can, but we get the bad stuff and you end up wide. But you're a human being.
Well,
like everybody else. So you've got to be very excited. Like screw the music and what went into the music, but you've got to be pumped because each project you do is like giving birth to a child.
It absolutely is, man.
And you are about to drop one on the world tomorrow.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I honestly, more than anything, I just feel super blessed to get to do what I love for a living. Right. And to so many people that I kind of came up with, are, I don't know, they're not around anymore. I mean, right. I've been doing this a long time. I feel really, really lucky to be doing it, and to see people moved by something that you've worked on. That's the greatest inspiration and honor possible.
Like, people who are listening to this or who are watching this don't realize this, but there was a lot of snow in DC over the weekend, and the one thing about DC and snow is that people forget how to drive.
Yeah.
And so you had a show that was going to happen over the weekend, and it obviously got postponed because of snow. Yet he hops on Twitter and says, I found a coffee shop. Let's all go get down at this coffee shop, have some coffee, listen to my new CD. And motherfucker, you roll up on the coffee shop and the place is packed.
Yeah, it was bumping.
I mean, so you move people to great things. But aside from the fact that the new project is great, aside from the fact that it's in stores tomorrow and everybody should go buy it, if you could say to anybody, I'm BT, I want you to go buy this CD, what would you say to them to get them to shell out during a recession? Money on this, which is your new child, if you will.
Honestly, the thing that I think is really provocative about this album is, and this is not this, it does it for me too, but this is hearing sort of iterative feedback from people that have spent time with it, is that it's something that actually has this through line, and the title says that, is this through line of hopefulness, and people listening to it that feel in some way stuck, or confused. I mean, in my own life, I think oftentimes all you need is like a little bit of a push, and I think music is an incredible catalyst for motivating people, and I think it's a really hopeful, evocative body of work. And my hope is that people listening to it, whatever it is that is going on in their life, that it makes them feel that things are a little bit more bearable and beautiful, and so that's the goal.
Damn. BT's project is a musical Tony Robbins experience. You will be able to walk on
It's
coals.
The therapist, Mom.
You'll be able to release. It's almost like reading The Secret, only without reading it. BT, thank you for being here.
It's such a pleasure, dude.
By you.
Right on.
BT is here. Buy his new CD tomorrow.